I let a stranger hide in my apartment, and I don't know if I regret it. This happened last year, and I still don't know if I made the right call. It was around 11 p.m., and I had just gotten home from a late shift. I live in a small apartment in a not-so-great part of the city, so I'm always a little on edge when walking home. But that night felt off, like the air was thicker, heavier. As I was unlocking my door, I noticed a guy standing at the end of the hallway. He wasn't doing anything, just standing there. But the way he held himself, the way his head tilted slightly like he was waiting for something, it made my stomach drop. Every instinct screamed at me to get inside. I fumbled with my keys, shoved the door open, and locked it the second I was in. I took a deep breath, trying to shake it off. Maybe I was overreacting. Then 5 minutes later, a knock. Loud. Insistent. I froze. My chest tightened. It wasn't my neighbor. She always texted first, and I don't have the kind of friends who drop by unannounced. Then a voice. A woman's voice. "Please, can you just let me in for a second?" She sounded out of breath, almost panicked. My pulse pounded as I crept toward the people, and there she was, mid-20s, wild-eyed, constantly glancing down the hall like she was being hunted. I should have ignored it. I should have walked away. But something in me cracked. I opened the door, just a sliver, and whispered, "What's going on?" She swallowed hard, her voice barely above a breath. "There's a guy. He's been following me since I left the train. I didn't know where else to go." My stomach dropped. I knew instantly. The man from the hallway. My hands were shaking as I stepped aside. I don't know why I did it. Maybe adrenaline, maybe instinct. But I let her in. I locked the door immediately, turned off the lights. We stood there in the dark, silent, barely breathing. Then, footsteps, slow, heavy, right outside my door. I felt my skin go ice cold. Whoever was out there wasn't in a hurry. They were looking, waiting. Then, nothing. She stayed for about 30 minutes. She didn't talk much, just sat on my couch, knees drawn to her chest, hands trembling. I offered her water, but she barely touched it. Eventually, she called a friend. Her voice still shook when she spoke. When she left, she just looked at me, wide-eyed, exhausted. Then a quiet, "Thank you," and she was gone. I never saw her again. And now, a year later, I still wonder, was she really in danger? Did I help someone who needed it? Or did I just get really, really lucky?